Bagfuel, baby.
Who would you say is commercially our largest artist from Philadelphia?
Right
you
now,
got two
you got Meek Mill
and
Lil
Uzi.
Uzi Vert.
I would say probably Uzi is the commercially larger.
Okay.
Currently, because you know.
Yes.
Yeah, right now, definitely.
And Meek. Those two artists were able to do something that's going to be very hard to do in Philadelphia right now, and that's unify the city.
And
See the young artist now. He may be from uptown, but his homie that's from north is beefing. They in the beef with the other dudes from north. This, that, and the third. So since they be with them, they can't talk to them. And then because I find myself treading that water when I'm trying to deal with artists, and he be like, "Nah, I don't mess with them." And I'm like, "Bro, like y'all need to get a record. This thing will be gigantic for yourself, your family, and for this man." I was like, well, what's your particular problem with him? I don't know him, but he just be his man and my man and went through something and this, and I'm like, bro.
They need to take they need to take a page out of God Bless the Dead, Nipsey and YG.
Yes.
YG was a Blood, Nipsey was a Rolling 60 Crip, I think, and they still merged.
Yes.
Through creativity.
But you know what it is? They need to see it. See, those guys, they're so young. By the time they merged, they were probably too young. Remember how we was just talking about that kid that was 10 years old?
The difference with them, they were both successful.
Yeah,
it's easier to merge once you got money.
But I don't feel like that they were successful at that time. Nipsey, when
I say, listen.
Nipsey and Gang.
Yeah, listen. I mean, when I say successful, I may not mean you may not be the largest artist, but some of these young boys are living. I'm talking about they in a project, living in roach motels.
I got you.
It's easier when it's hard to listen when your stomach growling. When you more secure, you can really be more mature and sit down and say, "Damn, man, we need to put this to the side and figure this out."
Philly needs their version.
And it's dangerous. Philly's a lot of bloodshed, so it's like sometimes the blood it be too deep.
People don't even understand. I want to come in, but people don't understand how serious Philly is with the gunplay, with the violence.
Yo, when I was at the Wawa,
bloody city, man.
Dude was like, "What are you doing over here?" I said, "I be here." He's like, "Call me." That wasn't even Mike. It was another dude.
Yeah,
every dude is like, "Please call us."
Everybody know that we be in Philly, even going to get cheesesteaks on South Street. Niggas be like, "Yo, bro, for real? Yo, just call me so I can meet you over to get cheesesteaks." And I'm like, it's like real spill.
Every dude.
And we be like, "Yo, we just gonna creep over there at like 11 o'clock. Niggas see us. Now we take our food, we either eat it in there or we take our food and we boogie." Cause niggas is like, yo, cause it was one day that we was over there and I felt the eyeball. I felt them. They was across the street. I think we all was together. They was across the street in front of that spot that looked like where
the theater.
The theater, my dude. And they was looking, I was like, these niggas know us, bro. We need to be out of here right now.
But what I think Philly needs would be their own version of either a Puff or a Dame or somebody to that element. Because I don't know how dramatized it is, but that was the same issue Wu-Tang had. And RZA was cool with everybody. He bought him. The story might be exaggerated, but it's going to take one person who's cool with everybody that has the courage and the power in their personality to bring this together. And what I'm saying sounds ridiculous because those types of people are rare.
It's really not, because I think two of the bigger people in our city, or the biggest star from our city, has the respect of all of them. I think Gillie Wallo has the respect of all the young boys.
Ooh.
So if you do a panel and you sit Gil and Wallo next to Cosmic Kev, next to Meek, next to Lil Uzi, next to Jay Irvin, Troy Carter, Mike Brown, these is all power players in the music business. Ryan Press. They all from Philadelphia.
Right, you think that's what it's gonna take to unify the Philly artists? Because how you're breaking it down makes sense.
Because people gotta see. It's tangible.
Yes.
Because the world, nobody listens no more. Nobody listens. Everybody's like this. Everybody's so everything is visual.
Yeah.
So these are the guys that you either want to achieve their level of success. You've heard the story of those levels of success. To see those in a conglomerate sitting down and sitting in front of you and saying, "Yo, this is what we're doing for the city of Philadelphia." I think it would go Stacker Star, Warner with D-Sturdy and the guys with the two great, it's some guys, because I get so frustrated when I talk to people and they like, "Man, ain't nothing in Philly. We gotta get out of Philly. We gotta get in." I'm like,
what?
And go where? What are you going to?
Philly is what's crazy is I was after I finished college, I either was gonna live in Philly or live in DC if I didn't make it in the music business. That's where I wanted to be at. Philly to me is one of the most strategically, is a great strategical place to live.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
Because you're close enough to both ways.
Yeah. Everything.
And that's the thing about what I feel like people in Philly don't maximize the fact they already know they can come to New York.
How about this?
They'll come to New York at 2 a.m.
Easy.
Sure.
But you're not even thinking about DC, Baltimore, Northern Virginia. And it's gonna take those type of towns musically, that type of radio play and influence where nobody's out there and you can take over the town and be something big to the world.
Spade-O, how about this to show you how strategic Philly is? Esso and I were told, based on the antenna for Power 99, where it's placed, it hits so many states
Almost
and
so many
you get almost
Yes.
to DC.
No, it
And
hits
you get
more than-
almost to New York.
Cosmic Kev hits more people damn near than Clue and Funk Flex put together.
Yeah.
That's the reach.
That's the reach of the antenna.
So more strategically, y'all right there by Delaware.
Exactly.
You get the tax cuts.
But yes,
Yeah.
they got a lot of, they are in a strategically.
Pittsburgh's right
and
there, quick.
And then you can be on the outskirts where it's safer, it's cheaper, you can get homes. My cousin lives out there.
Yeah.
If people was really about the food is great.
Food is amazing.
The chicks is amazing.
Amazing.
It's a lot of amazing shit going on in Philly, but people
the way Philly's
they
built,
don't understand it.
Y'all sound like visitors. They
Oh shit!
y'all sound like visitors. When they need to get y'all to make the next commercial for the city. Like y'all really just sold Philly. Y'all just sold the shit out of Philly, man.
I'm talking about strategically.
No, but you're right.
I'm an
But
artist,
he's in the trenches.
if
So
I'm an artist and I market myself, we market us, right?
Mhm.
If I was in Philly, I would have a lot more markets. We're big in New York City, and like I said, we got other states like we had talked about.
See, the thing it would be easier for y'all is because y'all are neutral. Say you were neutral. You could come down and do some stuff because you could work with everybody. But once you from here, from there, from here, from there, it
Gotcha.
gets tricky. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. The
So they
semantics
never let
of
that go. If you're from the east side,
it don't
the
even
west
be
side-
geographical because now with the internet, it's so many young boys from different neighborhoods that click up with each other. Like they may be from north, they may be from uptown or west, but we all one crew, and we beefing with the other young boys that's from the other side of the street, from north, uptown, and west.
west.
My
Oh.
ops is your ops, and that's how they do it, and that's how a lot
enemy
of
of
that
my
stuff- 'cause-
enemy.
Yes,
Yeah.
because most of them don't even know each other personally. 75% of them never even met each other personally. And to be honest, if you shoot them up with True Serum, a lot of them like each other's music. Because I talk to them in different. I talk to them in a different
light.
Yes.
I be jacking this shit a little bit, but I can't really fuck with them.
No, yeah. They be like,
Yeah.
man, this shit hot, but oh man, he beating up. Like, bro, you gonna let $1 million opportunity walk by you
Yes.
with some shit that's not worth 2 cents?
It's grown men that's doing it.
Yeah, do you think your message resonates more because you live the street life? Your accolades in the streets cannot be questioned, and you've done real nigga shit to describe it. So I would feel like your message could be like, yo, he went through it. He did what I'm doing.
I think it does on the strength, on the premise that they give me that much respect to hear me out.
Got you.
Because some niggas if can't even go talk to these niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, get out of it. Man, dude, like, get out of here, man. Like, but the fact that they'll give me their time and at least sit down and hear what I got to say, that's all the respect.
What type of business advice you give to these young dudes?
Understand that the world is bigger than the world that you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Understand, do not mistake activity for achievement. Just because you get a lot of likes and fire emojis and comments and this, that, and the third, it doesn't. Show me your hard ticket sales. And then I talked to a lot of artists. I'm gonna go, man, I'm only signing for $1 million. All right, pull your stuff up and show me you generated $1 million. Then I can go get you 2. You know what I mean? Show me you show me where you generated hard ticket sales, merch, whatever, that you made $1 million. Then I can walk this and get you 2 million. But if you can't do that, you're being unrealistic. You're sometimes they overestimate how hot they really be.
But how could they not when they don't know nothing about the business and they're stuck in their bubble?
You can't tell them that though. How can you tell somebody in a bubble when that's the only world they've ever seen and all ever known?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the first thing. That's the first thing they did to me.
but
They
that-
delocalized him. That was the first thing they did. When folks got their hands on Meek and really
out of Philly.
they delocalized him, moved him around, be here, be there, be there, Atlanta, LA,
Like,
Miami,
yeah,
just to
Chief
see
Keef,
it.
LA.
Yeah, it just opens your head to see that the world is bigger than what you come from, but just hopefully the streets don't claim you before you get your chance, or hopefully you're not dumb enough to not know. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, I was walking on Collins Avenue one day, and the next day I was walking down E Block in the State Penitentiary Greatest for it. It happens that fast. You know what I'm saying? Life happened that quick. So don't think you got a long time to be out here effing around, because one thing true, the world moves faster. You hot today, tomorrow they look at, this is a next man up business. As you're bubbling and you're getting hot, they already looking for the next person to come up. They already looking for the next sound, the next big artist, the next look, the next.